Solgen started with purchasing all of its materials from local distributors, CD, Green Tech, and stuff like that, really paying pretty premium prices for those materials. And the original founders had the thought to, at one point, go to other countries and meet direct relationships with vendors.
When I first started, in November of 2018, so we were still in the warehouse, and we would actually receive semis at Chris Lee's house. And we would see them coming up the driveway and know that we would have to unload them. So I'm talking about rail. We would have to unload rail by hand, ground mount supplies by hand. So you would just have a bunch of us office people out there, myself, Levi, Sydney, Demerica, just out there in the middle of the winter, unloading this by hand and just stacking it outside of Chris's house.
And then we took over this warehouse space in Pasco, and we started receiving material here. And since then, we have more than doubled the space in Pasco. We have 10 warehouses across the country, and we now receive the materials here.
For every job that gets scheduled, I make sure all the materials picked a day or two prior to that job taking place. And then I also pick material for drop ships and then order all material for the electrical cage.
The quote is our foundation on continuous improvement, and we empower our team to share their ideas, their troubles, and their successes. By creating a culture that welcomes innovation, we have set ourselves up to become world-class industry leaders in solar.
The vision for this entire department is that the customer is king. And to us, our customer is not the customer receiving the panels on their roof. Our customer is the installer. We want to make sure the installer has everything they need when they need it, and it's also got to be good quality products. So our goal at the very end of the day is that our installers are so happy with the service that we provide to them to get them the right materials on time that they don't even consider looking elsewhere for that service.
My role in the supply chain department is to create a pick list which contains parts for the solar install. Then it gets sent here to the warehouse. So then the list gets sent to the warehouse, and then I work hand in hand to make sure that the install gets completed and the job gets installed complete.
When I got into the supply chain team about a year ago, we were in this warehouse and it was not even half full. And now we're here and we have 3 distribution warehouses and a total of 10 warehouses total. So I've seen it go literally from the garage days to where it's at now, and it's been pretty amazing to see.
The SWAT team concept is simply this: Solgen's Warehouse Associate Team, SWAT. The idea behind this is all about efficiency. Are we approaching our daily tasks in the best plan possible? A SWAT team has every detail accounted for in their game plan. If your team doesn't have a clearly identified roles and responsibilities, the warehouse becomes very chaotic, very fast.
We want them to be so bought in and so trusting of what we provide that if they ever do leave this company, they're looking at the Solgen supply chain like, I want it like that. And that's kind of our goal and vision right now.
I've done everything from proposals to customer service to permitting and interconnection. And it was cool to be a part of that because everybody sees that, right? You see numbers, you see installs happening. Supply chain's kind of on the back end, and nobody really sees what we do and nobody really knows what we do. So being a part of it is pretty cool to see because it's kind of a big deal, you know? We make sure all warehouses have the inventory they need in order to get these installs done.
So my vision is to create a world-class department that in the solar industry is unmatched, where we know all the parts that need to be installed, we know how to service our installers, we know how to get them everything they need when they need it. And I want every other solar company to look at us and say, how did they do that? And that's kind of the vision for the future.
I was working in permitting before. I had a great time. I heard there was an opportunity in the supply chain, so I was interested because I wanted to see the other side of it. So, when the opportunity arose, I decided to go for it, and then I have my knowledge in permitting, and so I wanted to take that to the supply chain department in case they didn't have that.
Now in our distribution centers like this one in Pasco, we've got much more personnel here, we've got much more space. So we said, well, why don't we start picking the jobs, specifically each job, and sending them to these smaller warehouses. And so that's the first phase of this drop shipping, is getting all the picks done in distribution centers, packaging them up, putting them on a truck, and drop shipping them to the satellite warehouses.
I wouldn't say it's affected my job too much in my area. I think it's just made me step my game up and want to be better at what I do.
Our new inventory software, which is RF Smart, has been able to increase our sales order pick efficiency in a way that's difficult to describe. We came from struggling to locate where material is in a chaotic warehouse to having barcode scanners, racking systems all in place. Locating an inventory item and its location is as easy as scanning 2 barcodes. We went from struggling to maintain a 6 local crews to drop shipping to over 70% of the company nationwide. We have taken our inventory tracking from an Excel worksheet to a world-class ERP system that is now live inventory across the United States. This is just the start of something great. We have more initiatives and plan to increase efficiency, capacity, and the overall customer experience.
The culture of the supply chain team is we're a unit, we're one. We all get along, we have a really fun environment. We step in where we need to step in. Everybody helps everybody. And it really helps, I think, our department hit all of our goals because not one person is too good for anybody else's job. We just work together and we're just one solid unit.
A solid team. We have a smaller group of people here, so it's kind of like a little family. And we just all push each other to do better.
I tell everybody on their first day, at 211 degrees, the water is hot. At 212 degrees, it boils. And with boiling water comes steam. And with steam, you can power a train. 1 extra degree makes all the difference. To champion something means that you defend it, you support the cause, and you honor it.
My primary goal every single day is to sell vision to my people and to sell vision to those above me. And all day long, all I should be doing is telling people, look at the opportunity in front of us. If we work hard, if we sacrifice, we can get there. And I'm doing the same thing to those above me, selling vision religiously. Obviously, there's day-to-day details like, getting some metrics in a report, dealing with HR issues, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, my primary goal when I wake up every morning is, can I get somebody below me to believe in the vision? Can I get somebody above me to believe in the vision? If I can do that, a great culture is being built around that vision, and people are going to go way above and beyond, and that's the only way we're going to be world-class and be the top in our industry.
My role is to lead, to train, to mentor all those around me. Winning to me is seeing the success of everybody else on our team. I've seen hardworking individuals start at the warehouse floor and be promoted to installers, project coordinators, and even team leads in the warehouse. Those are the ones that embody the culture and, most importantly, the distribution vision.
To win in my role would mean that every crew had everything they needed to complete a job, so a successful install would be a win in my book.
What it means to win in my role is to do everything I can to make sure that the install is completed from start to finish. The picks aren't always perfect, but we do our best to make sure that everything gets done in a timely manner.
To win in my role is to really just do what needs to be done. If somebody's not in the warehouse, somebody calls out sick, then that's me coming into the warehouse and doing picks. If somebody from our project management team isn't there, then that means me stepping in and doing pick lists. If I need to travel, then that's me traveling. I think winning in my role is just doing what needs to get done, no questions asked, and just taking care of it.
Any solar installer, any part needed to get the job done next day anywhere in North America. If we can do that, we are going to be world class, we are going to be the best. That's what it means to win, is to just sell that vision over and over and over again.